Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
We're just a bashful couple in love that loves reacting to The Bad Batch.
Yeah, we do.
And this is the season 1 finale, season 1, episode 16. You can get all of our reactions in a playlist down below in the description of this video, where you'll also find a link to Patreon and get early ad-free access a month ahead or more, depending on which tier you sign up for, and see our full watch-along reactions that way.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Is it lost? It's pretty much just destroyed and annihilated.
Well, the bases are destroyed. The planet, not necessarily. I mean, the oceans will probably live.
Nope. They got lasers that kill oceans too.
Damn, they're thorough.
Mm-hmm. See, it's another point in their favor, the Empire Thorough. It's part of the brochure.
Shit.
Oh, I hope you all can swim.
Oh, shit.
Status report.
The cities have been destroyed, sir. All Kaminoan facilities have collapsed into the sea.
Very good. Rendezvous with the fleet.
Omega, wake up! I do not wish to alarm you, but if you do not vacate this compartment, you will soon perish, and I will be left here on my own.
Let's see. That Crosshair was trapped in there.
Yeah, kid. Are you okay?
Definitely need Wrecker's help.
The room is flooding and Crosshair's stuck.
Get the door open, Tick. All compromised compartments are sealed to contain the flooding. I cannot override the protocols from here. I can.
Yeah.
Greetings, CT-9904. You survived the aerial bombardment, but are now moments away from drowning.
Off me.
Man.
It's not gonna be easier to move underwater.
We need something to leverage.
I'll try to break it free.
Damn, Omega!
Well done, kid. But, like, keep that bow with you.
Come on! We have to get the door open.
What have you done? The Empire opened fire on the city. We weren't gonna leave you behind. We don't have time for this. We need to get topside before this entire structure submerges. If you want to stay here and die, that's your call.
See? It's giving you a choice.
So what are the odds of those tubes still being intact? Kid, what are you doing?
Yeah, don't sightsee. No gawkers.
Come on, Omega. We have to go.
I mean, it is the only home she ever knew.
Yeah.
Hold on to something.
Oh, crap.
No! How the hell are you gonna get out of that?
Omega, watch out! You are okay.
I believe we have landed on the ocean floor. There is no way to accurately calculate the damage. Most of the facility compromised. We need to get to a space that's more secure. Follow me. Ironically, our old barracks is one of the few compartments habitable, albeit temporarily.
This is our room? Oh, what happened to it?
At least the smell's gone.
Check it out. Our board's still here.
All those missions together, and you threw it away. We made a choice, and so did you. Soldiers follow orders. Blind allegiance makes you a pawn. A real leader protects his squad. Look where that's gotten you. They're all going to die here because of your failed leadership.
You're gonna die here too.
Yeah.
Look, we landed on the underwater tunnel. If we use it to reach the base post, we could get back to the Marauder.
Accessing the tube will be challenging. Better than
Just one word for it.
We have to try.
She's calling the shots now. You have a better idea.
She's part of the team.
More so than you right now.
My scans indicate the tunnel is directly below this maintenance deck. AZ says with a precise weld to maintain an airtight seal, this might work.
What do you mean, might?
Well, otherwise, you're just gonna die.
But that was gonna
You'd be
happen
flooded.
eventually anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
The tunnel is clear!
go fast though before something else lands on it.
It was well built.
We need to
Ooh, we better hurry.
There must be another way.
That would be unwise. I am afraid this is our best option.
So then just go faster.
Complaining? You know, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Something on your tiny mind, Rekka.
All that time, you didn't even try to come back.
You all don't have time for this right now.
We still would have taken you.
Let him go, Rekka. Crosshair has always been severe and unyielding. It is his nature. You cannot change that. He cannot change that. Why are you defending me? I am not. Understanding you does not mean that I agree with you.
Yeah, it's not in the best condition, so maybe go
This
faster.
doesn't look very safe.
Barring any further complications, this enclosure remains a viable means of transport.
Let's keep moving. I think we got a problem.
These tunnels are protected, right?
Only when the power is operational, which it is not.
Ooh, that's an ugly dude. It's huge.
Oh shit.
Always a bigger fish.
Restoring power should deter the creature. Try to stay alive.
How are you gonna get up there?
That ladder.
Oh, okay, I didn't see the ladder. Okay, yeah.
Don't fight there. Just keep going. Whatever you do, don't stop.
Just keep climbing. Just keep climbing.
Well done, dude.
Nice. Just wanted to play with you guys.
It appears I have caused this structure's remaining power to short out. But you have survived the transit. This outcome is satisfactory.
And they all look super happy and thrilled.
Yeah.
What is this place?
Nalase's private lab. Omega says this is where our mutations were manipulated and enhanced. How would she know? Because she was there. Omega was created before us. Technically, she is older than we are.
Which is crazy.
That's gonna be a problem.
That tunnel was the only way to the Marauder.
It would seem that, once again, we are trapped.
AZ, what's wrong?
My battery cells are depleting. I apologize for the inconvenience.
Long range comms are down, and our oxygen levels will be critical in a few hours.
This is what happens when you let a kid call the shots.
Oh, shut
What was
up.
your big idea?
Saved your life, unlike the Empire, who left you for dead.
That's your
Yeah.
problem, Hunter.
You.
take things too personally.
They destroyed an entire city.
They did what needed to be done. Camino, Rex, the Republic, that time is over. The Empire will control the entire galaxy, and I am going to be a part of it.
No, you're not.
Hunter, you made the wrong choice.
Don't fool yourself. All you'll ever be to them is a number.
You never liked it on Camino, did you?
Go away.
I understand. I spent most of my life in this lab. I was alone down here. Until you four were created. That's why I was determined to find you all again.
Being a clone doesn't make you one of them.
I wanted to believe it was the inhibitor chip that made you like this.
We all wanted to believe that.
I was wrong.
These medical capsules are our way out of here.
If our mass is evenly distributed, the buoyancy of these watertight chambers will bring us to the surface.
Medical capsules have not been tested for such capabilities.
We won't have directional control. How do we avoid the debris field out there?
The droid. He can do it.
AZ, can you guide us to the surface?
Barring any extraneous complications, I should be able to complete the task.
Won't that be dangerous?
Your safety and well-being is my primary mission objective.
I barely fit in this thing. Quit complaining. At least you're not doubled up.
How's your charge holding up?
I have accessed my reserve power. We must hurry.
The explosives are set.
All right, seal them up.
You'd be in charge of all of them? Oh my god.
And his battery's dying.
I can't see anything.
That is a good thing.
Doing great, AZ.
Don't distract him!
Shit. Easy. Go. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Nope, you're never gonna do that. You're gonna...
He's not gonna make it.
Nope.
Omega. Omega, what's happening?
I got caught on some debris. It's okay. AZ's got me.
Oh, this is gonna be heartbreaking.
Don't give up. We're nearly there.
Your path is clear. I have completed my objective.
No! I'm going after AZ.
Omega, go!
Oh my god, what are you doing?
This is taking it a bit far.
I'm going in.
You want to shoot him?
Yeah. Oh. Crosshair. The debt has been repaid.
No.
Thanks.
A visual on the Marauder.
Someone say thank you.
Suggest we start paddling.
I think the moment was a bit too intense.
It's all gone.
We should leave before the Empire's scouts show up.
You coming with us?
None of this changes anything.
You offered us a chance, Crosshair. This is yours.
I made my decision.
We want different things, Crosshair. That doesn't mean that we have to be enemies.
What?
Thank you.
Thank you for saving AZ.
Consider us even.
You're still their brother, Crosshair. You're my brother too.
Oh, Becca. Come on.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Just...
Sit there and wait for the scouts to come.
Ooh, that's a pretty world. I mean, if it wasn't taken over by the Empire.
Mistress Nala Say, welcome. We are all admirers of your scientific talents. The Empire has big things planned for you.
That's never good. Bummer about Crosshair.
He can't blame them this time. He's making his bed, he's gonna have to lie in it.
What Omega said there at the end, obviously was very sweet, but like, you know, it kind of also leaves the door open that there might be hope. Felt like, you know, it melted Crosshair's ice cold heart just a little bit.
I mean, I don't think that he's gonna be out to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But it is going to be one of those things, like, they are probably going to find each other on opposite sides at some point. And,
Yeah. He
you
won't
know,
hesitate.
I don't know. I think he might now.
Yeah?
I think he might hesitate. I don't think he's going to make the right choice to join them. I mean, at least not until he gets, like,
Mm-hmm.
more of a wake-up call about what the Empire is really up to and, the you know, gets a little more knowledge and exposure to the reality. And then... maybe, but maybe not. I mean, what Tech said about understanding him, and he is unyielding. He actually has sort of a more rigid personality type that makes him prone to fanaticism, because when he gets on board with something, he never questions it. He gets on board 110%, and like, he doesn't even need all the facts. He's just like, I've chosen side A. Side A is always right. Anyone against side A is wrong. And it doesn't matter what side A is up to. And like that's just his personality type. And you know, when he heard Echo say, or when he heard Tech say that, he was like, oh, you know, like, thank you. Tech's like, no, I can understand you without agreeing with what you're doing or your general position. And I think that was really an incredibly key moment, because to me, Crosshair is so desperate for acceptance, for belonging, and for admiration, that's what makes him an easy victim for the Empire. They played to his ego. He instantly had a role of leadership and command over other people. They're telling him he's got this purpose and like he's a special kind of clone, none of which they believe, but he doesn't want to know whether they believe it or not. He wants to feel that it's true, and so he does. And that's what makes him such easy prey. But also, like, that's why he's so bitter about the Bad Batch leaving him behind and not being with him and not joining his side. Like, all of the emotions that he's actually letting us in on are stemming from, I think, some pretty key weaknesses in his personality and vulnerabilities then.
We talked about Crosshair so much last time that we didn't even get to the fact of like Omega being older than the Bad Batch, or like being there when they were born. And seriously, like when it happened, when it was said in the episode, I felt like I couldn't process it. I'm like, did I just hear that correctly?
Yeah.
Like, did I just hear that she was there with them when they were created? I was like, I must have misheard something. Like, and so I just like, I didn't say anything like at the time. And so like, I did like, so much had happened with Crosshair, and it was such a great ending to that last episode. The season episode 15, that like we got on the Crosshair thing and never even like dealt with that issue. So the Bad Batch was created like as fully formed men, basically, right? So they weren't like all the other clones where they were kids and they were grown up.
I don't think so necessarily. Like I mean, it's weird because like when I heard it the first time, I was like, wait, how could she have been there? Mm-hmm. And then my brain went to like the collective you, i.e. clones in general, rather than specifically them. But then when she seemed to more specifically say them, and they said like, oh yeah, she was here, like, and she's older than the rest of us, then my brain just went to, she saw them as children. Because like when we saw in the Clone Wars, the clones being created, they were created from babies and like little test tubes, and then they became children, they became soldiers. So like, I don't think the Bad Batch were necessarily created as fully fledged adults, because wouldn't there still be like, I don't know, some brain development and learning curve and like.
But they were, I mean, like that's how the regs were brought up. But I think since they are like, because the way she said it was like they were like specially created with these enhanced abilities, because they're not being brought up like regular clones and with regular training. I think they were just made like as fully formed adults, because I don't remember them ever talking about like, I don't know, the academy and going through the same things as the other clones, and like you would like they have no connection to the other to any of the regs. It's not like, you know, it's like, oh hey, yeah, I remember you were in my like squad, and like you were like crazy good sniper, and you know, you were like had this amazing hunter's ability, and like you just wrecked everything. Like that's what leads me to believe that like, yeah, they were like created like, I mean, I don't know how old they are, and like how long they've been doing this and how that works, like being born as a fully grown adult, but like, yeah, so that was kind of trippy.
I mean, if anybody knows more about the Bad Batch that like we obviously don't know about, I'd be intensely curious to learn more about like the details of this. And
no spoilers unless we figure it out later.
Right. And like, are we interpreting these things correctly? How old is Omega? And if she is so much older, then how is she still childlike as well? Like that would support your theory of them being made as adults, because she's genuinely a child. But also at the same time, like, I don't know. Is that part of her special? I mean, she's another test tube case. So like, I don't know. Maybe she will be like aging at a slower pace than anyone else and have a much longer life than that. I don't know.
I mean, I guess we'll see more as the show goes on. Like if she like starts to like age and mature like more, like we'll know like, okay, like yeah, she's like aging like a normal kid, because like, and then she was like playing with the kids, and like the kind of crush, whether it was a crush, because she was like an older kid, or it was a crush because she just liked her that way. Like all things that like were very childlike in Omega still. Like even with being incredibly smart and people smart as well, which will lend itself more to the fact of like, oh, she is like older than she looks. But yeah, my theory is that like the Bad Batch was born full grown adults. Omega is a kid, but saw them get made, and so I don't know however old she is, like 12 or 11. So we thought it was AZ. Is that the name of the droid?
I was trying to think about that too. I was like, is he AZ or Easy?
I'm
not sure.
Yeah, we'll say AZ for now. You know the droid we're talking about. Like, thought that when they got him, I was like, oh, cute droid, but like not totally essential. So probably gonna die in like a really tragic way. And then they set that up. But frickin' Omega, man, just leaves no one behind. So brave. Just such a good person. And just continues to be incredibly impressive.
Well, also when you look at how impactful this episode was for her, because, whatever her life may have been like on Kamino, the good, the bad, and the ugly, it was her home. It was where she was raised. And from what we've kind of seen of AZ, not just in this episode, but in earlier ones when we met Omega, it kind of seemed like AZ was maybe her only friend.
Yeah.
So, she's watching her home get destroyed. The scientist who had seemed to sort of maybe be a parental figure to her isn't there anymore. She has no idea where they went. And her one friend, she's now going to watch fall to the bottom of the ocean and for all intents and purposes die.
Yeah.
Sure, if he was ever salvaged, he could be recharged, I get, but like he's for all intents and purposes, he's dead. And so at that point, I think she couldn't take another loss.
Ballsy.
Because she definitely would have died had it not been for Crosshair. Hunter might have been able to get down there, but those are big mites because they were sinking kind of fast. Yeah. And she was still quite a bit down there.
Thankfully, Omega finally said thanks to Crosshair, but like, especially when he gave up his gun, there was no thank you for any of the other Bad Batch.
See, for me, I think the moment was just way too intense. It was so revealing in terms of what they all thought of Crosshair. Like, to me, that moment, more than anything else, is what makes Crosshair stay on the platform. Because he was finally doing something for the team. He was actually making a choice that they would have all wanted him to make.
Yeah.
And he was met with open distrust and borderline hostility from every single one of them. I don't fault them. I probably would have done the same thing. He's hardly proven himself trustworthy. But it was in that moment that I think he kind of saw,
there's no going back.
That's just it. I'm never going to be trusted here. Now, personally, I think he's wrong. He spent a lot of time earning their distrust. It's going to take more than a minute to earn their trust back. But I think for him, because he has that unyielding personality type, because he is sort of that more, I think, fragile in a sense because of it, the very thought of not being trusted, the very thought of not being accepted, and he'd rather push them away than open himself up to that.
And like Wrecker invited him, but it was kind of a half-hearted invite. Like they haven't really, for good reason, but they haven't really openly embraced him. And like, Hunter said, just because we're on the different sides, we want different things, doesn't mean we have to be enemies. But that's not what he wanted. Like, he wants his brothers and people that'll always have his back. And like, yeah, I guess he just, like you said, he realized that's why he's on the platform, because he realized he's gone too far and now he's picked the side and he has to stick with it because things will never go back to the way they were with the crew. I get up them all like at first having their guns on him when he did but then after they realized what he had brought up, just would have, I don't know, just some more thanks or like, welcome back to the team. Like try to, entice him.
And see, that's what I think. Like, Omega said, you're still their brother and you're my brother. And that's so what he needed to hear.
But
not from Omega.
Yeah.
From literally any other one of them. Particularly Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think any other one, like seeing an opening from any of his brothers would have made that decision, I think, tougher for him to make, to stay.
Yeah.
But to your point, and to what I said about what Tech said, like, Tech understood him and he felt so grateful for that. And like, there was an opening. Oh, thank you. You understand me. You get me. Don't misunderstand it for accepting you. Okay, that's a push away again.
Yeah.
You know, and then with what you just said with Wrecker and with what you just said with Hunter, it's like, that wasn't a lifeline. It wasn't the door slammed in the face, but it wasn't a lifeline. And like, he needs a lifeline.
Yeah.
And in part, I think if there's any part of him that has awareness of what the Empire really is up to and what he's really done while he was being controlled by the inhibitor chip, he's got to be feeling really freaking fragile. Because he's got to feel low and detestable. And there might be some self-loathing there. And he's masking it with bravado and yay, Empire, and I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah, and the Empire's, yeah.
But, I mean, if he was ever a human being to begin with, he's got to be wrestling with some really, really, really messed up emotions right now.
It's a difference between the rest of his brothers in the Bad Batch saying, we'll take you back, and we want you back.
Yeah.
He wants we want you back. We need you back.
He needs that.
Yeah. Because that's what he's saying to them. He's saying, I want us all to be back together again.
Well, yeah, just on the side of the Empire.
Well, yeah, I mean, he wants it. He's like, I want us to be all on the same side, but like, that is what he has said and expressed. And like, but they haven't said that back to him. And I think also, he doesn't want to apologize or like he knows that that's like he's not going to grovel and apologize and because one, the inhibitor chip, so how can he apologize for something that was not in his he was not in control of, and then after that, like he said he was just being a soldier and following orders, and he thought he was on the side that whether it was the right side or not, like not going to get into that again. But he was on a side that he thought he could be important on, and he wants to bring his brothers there. I don't know. So like, I don't think he feels like he has anything to apologize for versus them not apologizing for, like, I don't know, going back for him. I mean, he never brought that up. And Wrecker said that, you could have always come to us and join it, but like, that's not the thing. It's like, if he has a feeling that you left him, why is he going to go out and seek you and join you again?
I also think that if Crosshair is sort of like the personality type that's forming in my brain of him just being sort of like unyielding, righteous, arrogant, he may not be capable of apologizing.
Yeah.
Because that inherently admits he did something wrong, which could be a reason not to like him, and he really needs to be liked. And so, like, it takes strength of character to have self-awareness and recognize your faults. It takes strength of character to realize when you've done something wrong, or even if unintentionally wrong, something that hurts someone else. And to say, I'm genuinely sorry for that. Like, that was not what I intended. I'm sorry it happened. I didn't mean to do it. Like, it takes strength of character to apologize. Weak characters are incapable of apologizing because in their mind, they have to always be right to be of value. Great
job by the writers in with Crosshair's character, because having him have the inhibitor chip at first, it's like, okay, well, this isn't really Crosshair. He's not doing what he wants to be doing. But to have it like switch halfway through, and then all of a sudden he is in charge of his own actions. It'd be interesting to watch this again and like see if you can spot the difference in his personality when that switches, and the different decisions he kind of makes. So I mean, because like we spent the last 2 episodes now in the post discussion to like mainly talking about Crosshair and his character and like what's going on in his mind, and just like the psychology behind all of it is fascinating.
Yeah, I mean the writers I think have done a great job with the characters across the board, but Crosshair is one that is so incredibly complex, I think, to write in a lot of ways, and to have that switch, and for all of them to know when it's happening, but to make sure that it's not obvious to us in the audience so that we can have the reveal and the payoff at the end. I mean, they did a great job with it, and it's, you know, I don't like Crosshair, but like there are episodes where I was like, oh man, Hunter, just go after him. Like I would have been like, advocating for his murder sounds harsh, but kind of a little bit there at some episodes. And now here I am. I may not like him, but I am finding an empathy or at least a sympathy for him. Yeah,
I mean, I think I would put him in like my top 4 characters as far as like the season goes. I mean, Wrecker's number 1. Wrecker's my favorite. Then it would be Omega. Then Hunter, and then Crosshair.
Top 4 is weird. Isn't it like a top 3 or a top 5? I feel like.
All right, we can do top 5.
Yeah.
Then my 5th one would be. I enjoy the Cad Bane episodes. Tech was good. Sid. I'll throw Sid in there. She's fun.
This is in no particular order because I can't put them in order. Omega, Sid, Hunter, Crosshair, Fennec.
Okay.
Because I want to see more of her. She kicked Cad Bane's ass. That's respectable.
Yeah.
And I do think there's like she had some humanity towards Omega and said like, you know, I'm not taking you to the bad people. Like you're better off with me. So I'm curious to know more about her story and who she's working for, and I feel like she's going to come back into the picture. At least I hope she will.
I mean, obviously we love Rax, but he wasn't really in it. I mean, he was like 2 episodes or whatever. And I wanted more of Echo. You know, and it's not that I don't like Echo or Tech.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's just gotta have as far as like characters that like I'm most invested in or like I really enjoy, and like, you know, they provide some good laughter or great discussions. That's why I had my top 5. Any predictions for next season?
Very curious as to what the scientist is going to be working on.
Yeah.
There's that part of me that's like, I've seen a lot of Star Wars content at this point. Like, what's the big ultimate like science experiment of evil that they are doing? And I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is the Death Star.
Yeah.
But like, she was in the world of cloning, so I'm kind of like, aren't those kind of like 2 different branches of science? You know, big explosions and cloning. I'm not sure if there's a lot of overlap there.
Yeah.
So curious what she's gonna be working on. I hope that we're gonna get more of that. Maybe not the full picture, but even like you know, sucked into the mystery of it more. I want Fennec to come back. I think she's going to. As I said, I want there to be another face-off between Crosshair and the group.
For sure.
So I will be curious to see what happens with that. My prediction is they're on opposite sides. They fight the opposite sides, but they either don't actually fight each other, or at least even if they do fight, they don't go for the kill shots. They don't try to kill.
All right. I think we're going to explore more of the Bad Batch's history next season.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. So let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. If you want to get to next season, see our reactions, then check out Patreon because we got early ad-free access there. Link is in the description of this video, and you can also see our full watch-along reactions that way.
Yep.
Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for the Bad Batch, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.